Blessings. I'm grateful to have you today to join me as we try and scrape the surface on the subject of truth. So I'll take a reading from the book of John 18 and 37 through 38. John chapter 18 on number 37. Pilate therefore said unto him, Art thou a king then? And Jesus said, Thou sayest that I am a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should be a witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of truth hears my voice. I think we should underline the word truth there. I said unto him, that's 38, What is truth? And when he had said this, he went again out unto the Jews and said unto them, I find in him no fault at all. You should understand that this was after a long dialogue. Jesus oftentimes is claimed to be the way, and yet Pilate does not debate that. But the moment that Jesus said, I am the truth, Pilate says, okay, I think be gone with him. He washed his hands and walked away from the only person and the only authority that could respond to that question. So here we are at DNA, dawn of a new age this is, so that we can find that truth. In such plurality of religions, it's difficult to understand or explain what truth is. Because in some places it is true that certain things happen a certain way, and in some places it is false. So you wonder, what is truth? Amazing question. But the mistake that Pilate made is that he asked that question and then walked away. And that question has never been answered to this day. So I want us to try and just scrape off the surface, I must say, so that we can understand what truth is. Because truth by definition is exclusive. If it includes, then it's not true. If it's true on a Monday, it must be true on a Saturday. It was Winston Churchill in warfare who said, truth is the most valuable thing in the world. Truth is the most valuable thing in the world, that it is often guarded by a bodyguard of lies. It was Russell who said, truth forever on the scaffolding, wrong forever on the throne. Yet it is that scaffolding that sways the future, and behind the dim unknown stands God keeping watch over his own. What is truth? What is truth? They say another man's poison is another man's meat, which means what may be wrong to somebody may be right to somebody, and what may be right to somebody may be wrong to somebody else. So what is right anymore? How do we define good and evil without a standard? What is our reference point then? What is truth? So Pilate asked Jesus a very legitimate question, but then walked away from somebody who had the legitimacy and the authority to answer it. But the Bible says, as he is in the heavens, so are we in these realms. So it is our duty and incumbent upon us to answer this question to the Pilates of this world. What is truth? We claim that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. I have a number of men of God who I've met and asked, why did you choose Jesus? Because I'm from Zimbabwe, and we are a so-called Christian country. But Christian by what standards? How did we come to choose Christ as the standard of our faith? Because I was born in a Christian family. Before I chose Christ for myself, I called myself Christian. What does it really mean to be a Christian? I once read a book, this was called, I think, Jesus Amongst Other Gods. How did you come to a point where you say, okay, I have tried Muhammad, I have tried Buddha, I have read the literature, and I've come to understand that Jesus really is the truth, the way, and the life. Truth to us philosophers is defined in these ways. We have logical consistency, empirical adequacy, and experiential relevance. Is what you're saying logically consistent? Does it appeal to the mind? I know in Christianity these days, most men of God are trying to scoop away the idea of thinking. And yet the Bible says, if anything be good, if anything be praiseworthy, think on these things. Thinking is a critical process if we must get to the truth. Paul says, what then shall I do? I'll worship him with my spirit, but I'll also worship him with my mind, because the mind is a battleground. The Bible says, as a man thinks, so is he. As a man thinks, so is he. So you are what you think. Before you feel anything, you are what you think first. What is truth? So that's where we have the wing of logical consistency, empirical adequacy. Look at these books, 66 books. Different authors in different scopes of time and land and language. And yet, the Old Testament stands in as a shadow of the things to come. And the linkage from Isaiah, from Jeremiah, from Ezekiel, up until John, there is empirical adequacy. The third dimension we employ there is experiential relevance. Besides thinking about it, besides it being logically consistent, is it also experientially relevant? Is it relevant to these times? The Bible says that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday. Not only yesterday, but today. Not only today, but forever. So logical consistency, empirical adequacy, and experiential relevance. After these, then we have two theories. There is a corresponding theory, then there is a cohering theory. In the court of law, we use these two theories. Is what you are saying cohering to the truth? Is what you are saying corresponding to reality? When you put your answers, your pieces together, do they make sense? Then now to get to these, that's where it becomes difficult, because we have 5 disciplines that we have to pull together. We have God, knowledge, reality, man, morality. God, knowledge, reality, man, morality. God deals with theology. There is the theologia det artem, which means theology is taught by God, teaches of God, and leads to God. So we have God, that's the first discipline. No matter what you call God in what you believe. But once upon a time, we believe this truth to be self-evident, that all men are created. And when we employ the word created, we are saying there is a creator. We believe this truth to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. That's the first discipline, God. Man deals with anthropology. Darwin claims that we came from sapiens. That's anthropology. When you date back to time and you speak of Adam, whether a created being or self-existent being or by accident being, that's man. We deal with anthropology. Reality deals with metaphysics, that which we cannot control. The sky is above us. The roof is above us. That is true to everybody in this room right now. God, knowledge, reality, man, morality. Now, there are 3 cultures in relationship to absolutes. There is a theonomous culture, and there is a heteronomous culture, and there is an autonomous culture. Heteros meaning another, nomos meaning law. So this is the kind of law that is provided by those who are above us. So let's say in cultures like Islamic culture or Buddhist culture, you have a few at the top controlling the masses at the bottom. That's a heteronomous culture. Christianity falls into the theonomous culture, where we claim or say by any standards that we have a God above us, and that's the one who gives us a standard of what is good and what is evil. Because if you say there's no evil, you're saying there's no good. If you're saying there is good and evil. Because if you say there is good and no evil, then you're saying there is no devil, but there is a God, and yet we have evil in the world. That's a theonomos culture. A theos meaning God, nomos meaning law, the God-given law. The second one is the heteronomos, heteros meaning another, nomos meaning law. Heteronomos law is the one that I just explained, where you have few at the top controlling the masses at the bottom. Now, the one that we're approaching now, especially in the United Kingdom and almost I can say European culture, is the autonomous law, where I have to decide the sex of which I am besides the one I'm assigned at birth. My wife is pregnant now, and at some point, because of the autonomous law, we are told that when I have a baby boy, I can't call my child a boy. Because of the autonomous law, he has to self-define. When he is born and he grows up, it is incumbent upon him to tell us what he is. So the autonomous law is madness, because another man's poison, again, is another man's meat. To what world are we coming to? If I have to decide what is good for me and maybe it's not good for another person, who provides a standard that is fair for everyone except the Almighty Himself? Unless we accept Him for who He is, you can never know who you truly are if you do not know whose you are. You don't own yourself.